Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is the Spartan Toy Hunter, and this is something new. We're not doing a kit bashing, we're going to be doing a toy review. We got ourselves the Amazing Spider-Man, the Marvel Legends Target exclusive. So this is the reminiscent of the Amazing Spider-Man that came out earlier this year, the first appearance. So as you can see, this is the new packaging that comes with it, the retro hardcover, hard card back. On the back, it basically gives you a rundown of how, just kind of a brief description of Spider-Man's history and how he became what he was. So now I'm noticing that he has 4 sets of hands here. And we're going to open this up and we're going to examine all of it. And I do have some previously released Spider-Mans that we can take a look at and compare and contrast. So let's open them up. So here's the figure out of the package, and I had all the other body molds that are related to this one out so that you can all see the difference between one and the other. What were similar, what were different. So this Spider-Man that you see behind me, behind the first appearance, is the Renew Your Vow body with the Bagman head and feet attached. So when I can get the painting on point, once I get the courage to do that, then I'm going to go ahead and turn that into the Bagman colors of the Fantastic Four there. So, but let's go back to the main star of the show here. So, this body mold shares the same one as the Kid Omega, which was the Kid Omega was a reuse of the first one that came out earlier this year or late last year, the first appearance. Now, the one that comes different on the second this re-release is that the spider on the back is blue, and if you take a look at the one on the other one, I believe it is red. The other disappointing aspect of this is that there is no toe articulation on this, like there are with the first two for the Renew Your Vows. And even the Ben Riley actually had the toe articulation. So if you ever wanted to, there was an abundance amount. You were able to get the Ben Riley. And if you wanted to, you could have just bought another one, taken the feet off of this one, and you can easily place it on to this new one here, this re-release of the first appearance Fantasy Spider-Man. So heat with a hair dryer and then replace, and that's all that it would need to do there. So we might do a little bit of conversation about kit bashing a little bit later, but we'll see about that. So now let's talk about the accessories that came with this figure. The accessories that we have with this figure, we have our traditional web crawling hands, we have the web shooter hands, and then we have the grip holding hand, which is a new addition to this figure. With it is the extended wings for gliding, and then we have the folded one when the folded up wing flaps when he's at rest there. So this one I feel like came with another figure because this is a side-to-side lateral hinge for the hand. The traditional ones for the Spider-Man usually went front to back like this. So that's the difference that we have there. So I have a little trick that I want to do for the web line here that you can use to actually manipulate and pose it any way that you want. So I'll show you that a little bit later. But first, let's go ahead and let's try out and see what these wings look like when we put it on there. So this is what it looks like to have it on one side and not the other. Let's go ahead and put the other one on. You have to rotate it so you can actually get a view of the hole right there. Going to plug that in. Turn that back around and rotate it back to its position, and now it looks like it's draped under his armpits right there. Now let's see if we can get the other ones. So we're going to open it up wide, pop these out. I'm going to try the extended ones here. So I believe this one needs, yep. Let's try it. We have to rotate it out. Plug it in, then rotate it down. And this is what it looks like from the back. Not much to see here. I mean, it's only shown for like maybe about that much under the armpit, so that's kind of disappointing. And it was kind of tricky to get it on there, both of these. You have to extend it to expose the plug, push it in. So let me see, I believe it's this side here. That it just gets really confusing. We're going to go down, and now they kind of intersect. I might be doing this wrong, and I apologize if that's the case, but if, as you can see, they kind of intertwine and they get in the way of each other. So I'm going to play with this for a little bit and find out if I can get it in the right position. So off camera, I was actually able to put it on there, and that's what it looks like fully extended. So this is what it looks like from behind. They have to overlap, but personally, I don't see the use in this. I'd be more remiss to kind of create my own by cutting pieces of it out and trying to create my own. So hopefully there'll be a video for that from another creator or a content creator or even myself. So that's disappointing right there. So I would say take the plugs out and enjoy your Spider-Man web-free. So let's go ahead and let's talk about articulation. So the head does go up and down. The turning is great. Also great tilting for a very confused Spider-Man. And the arms go up and down. They're a little sticky, so you may want to heat it up before you start really getting full articulation. The butterfly joints are pretty good. Then we have the torso swivel on the top. Then we have the ab crunch, which is another great accessory. Now it's being shared with females with a Black Widow. And then the legs, not as great as, I wish there was a little bit more flexibility here, but not that much. The traditional front to back rotation, knee flexion, double knees, ankle, and there we go. We have ourselves our traditional Spider-Man with a fantastic body mold. Missed opportunities in a couple areas, toes, and, the webbing, totally a disappointment there. But for the most part, I mean, if you missed out on it, this is your second chance to get an authentic first appearance Spider-Man. So if you ever wanted your Venom version of Spider-Man, you got the mold right now of this size. All you have to do is strip the paint down, a little paint thinner, and I'm hoping to get a video to show you how to do that. But you can pop off the head here, remove it off of this one, and let's see if it works still. There we go. Might be a little bit big for this body mold, but for the most part, I think with all the inconsistencies of heads, I mean, talk about this one right here. We take a look, it doesn't get any more distorted than this one here. So now you've got yourself a kid bashing, and you've got yourself an original first appearance Spider-Man. So you can actually take your pick on what size body you want that Venom suit to be on, or symbiote suit to be on. So there we go. Now let's go ahead and let's find out if we can get more articulation and not just this permanent bend in this web line. So if you go to a Walmart or if you go to a craft store like Michael's or Hobby Lobby, you're going to be able to find a wiring just like this. I believe this is a 22 surge. I believe this is it. It could be a little bit, maybe 21, or it could be 18. I'm not sure. But 22 is the number that sticks out of my mind when it comes to this. What you're going to do is you're going to wrap this around. See if we can do this. You're going to wrap this around the webbing, outlining it around it so that it hugs it. And now take a look at that. You can see the metal wrapped around. Now when you have this here, you can place it any position you want here. So if you wanted to, you can actually turn it into a kind of a twirl like that. Let's have it shown with the Spider-Man. And there you go. You got yourself a wire that's going to hold that. You're going to be able to bend it any which way you like. Just like that. This is kind of crude, but I'm sure you're going to be able to put it any way you want. I'm probably going to have to put a little more wiring on here so that it actually curls up just a little bit more. But there you go. So that's a little kit bashing right there to make your web line a little more interesting. All right, so this is my very first toy review, so please hit the link, hit the like button, subscribe, and check out some of my kit bashing videos that you can see on my channel. Please spread the word, share, and thanks for stopping by. And I hope I made a good argument or a good argument against this figure for picking it up if you already have the very first one. But you know, it's us collectors, we can never have enough toy figures. So happy hunting, and thanks for coming in, and I'll see you guys at the next review/project.